Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Today we are going to discuss about some of the resources and development. Okay. If you feel thirsty, means what will you do?
We drink water.
You drink water. What has come from?
From nature, river.
Nature. What has come from? Precipitations or rain. What has come from? Rain. And then there is water is also a resources. What is the meaning of the resources? Do you need any explanation of the resources? According to you, what is the meaning of the resources? Resources is satisfy our needs. Satisfy our needs. If you feel thirsty, means we will drink a water and then satisfy our thirst. And then if you feel hungry, means we will take a food and then we will cure our feel hungry or starvation. Okay. Satisfy our needs is also called as a resources. Okay. The resources also called as differential parts. The resources also is some of the resources also called as natural resources. Natural resources also, some resources are renewable and some resources are not renewable. The renewable resources also called as solar, the sun, and then water, air. That resources also is continuously flow in our environment. That is also called as renewable resources. Non-renewable resources, once you can use that resources, that will return. It's taking up too much of the years. It's taking 100 years or 1000 years. For example, non-renewable resources, metals. If you take under consuming some of the metals or fossil fuels, it will take to recreate thousands of years. It will create a non-renewable resources taking thousands of years. Okay, and then the renewable resources also contains of flow, water, air, and then sun. It's also called as a renewable resources. And then biology. Some of the resources also called as a biological resources. Biological resources is called as natural vegetation. Natural vegetation means the forest, mountains. It will be created. The forest is also, some of the forest we have deforestation. Again, the forest will be created in some of the areas. The natural vegetation. Wildlife animals. Some animals died and then some animals are created. And then so much of on some of the category animals also endangered species. Endangered species means that it's going to die. It's about there is a very less amount of the creatures in our world. And then some of the insects or some of the species are extinct species. Extinct species also no one has in our world. For example, dinosaurs. In our examples of dinosaurs. Okay. And then there is a resources also here, human-made resources, structure and institution, and then quantity and quality. We are creating some of the resources for buildings, roads, and the table, chairs. That is also called as resources. But that is also we created the resources, human resources. Okay. And then what the resources? What is the meaning of the resources? Satisfy our
Needs.
Maybe that is only for the satisfy our needs. That's the only satisfy our needs. But some of the resources very costly. For there is in our seawater have so much of the minerals and the resources have. But we are not taking to that resources. We are not collecting so much of the resources taken from the sea because the cost is very expensive. But resources also satisfy our needs economically feasible. And then culturally acceptable. Culturally acceptable. These tags also called as all the tags are called as resources. These terms are also these tab, all the tabs are satisfiable means economically feasible, culturally acceptable. These all the tabs are classified as a termed as a resources. Okay, and then we have to conserving our resources. That we are also conserve our resources. What are the main resources? Land is a some resources, and then water is a resource, and then soil is a resources. Water, land, soil. We each and everyone to conserve our resources, and then there is an important topic is a sustainable development. Next one is important topic is a sustainable development. Sustainable development. If you need what is the meaning of the development? Build or developing or creating new. But there is a sustainable development means it's a without damaging the environment, and then we can't consume and then we consume the resources at present and then saving for the future. If you understand? Did you understand? Without damaging the environment, and then if you need a water, we will take the water. But most of the time we will exceed of the water we have to consuming, or the exceed of the water are consuming, and then we have to waste the waters. We are also waste the waters, and then we are without compromise, and then without damaging the environment, and then we could at present we have to consume and we save for the future. That is also called as a sustainable development. That is one of the 3 points. Without damaging the environment, this is a sustainable development without damaging the environment, and then we can use the resources at present. Should not compromise. We can use consuming other too much of the water. Should not compromise. We have used the resources at present, and then save for the future generation, save for the next generation, and then that is also called as a sustainable development. Okay. Next is the land and then soil, and then soil is also divided into 6 types of soils. 6 types of soils. There is the types of soils. First one is the alluvial soil, black soil, arid soil, laterite soil, forest and the mountain soil. That's not one of the soils. Red soil, red and yellow soil. These are the types of soils. Alluvial soil, black soil, arid soil, laterite soil, forest and mountain soil, red and yellow soil. These 6 types of soils are present in our world. Okay, there is an alluvial soils. Most of the alluvial soils are near to the river areas. There is one of the 3 perennial river in our world. In our India, 3 perennial river. three perennial river, Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra. The three perennial river in our India. The three perennial. Nearest to the perennial river, there is an alluvial soil is located. Alluvial soil is located, and then the alluvial soil is one of the fertile, one good for the fertile, and then we can see, and then we can cultivate the pulse and then cereal crops and then pulse crops. We can consume in the cultivated the cereal crops and then pulse crop. Black soil also. Next one is a black soil. Black soil is also called as another name is a cotton soil. Cotton soil or regal soil. The black soil is only cultivated to the mainly focus on the cotton. And then there is another name is very very important, black soil, black cotton soil or regal soil. There is a next one is arid soil. Arid soil is one of the types of soil, and then that is one of the so much of the stones, and then that is also called. Okay, and then latex soil is also most of the latex soils is also in forest areas, and then forest and the mountains area. Forest and the mountain soil is also located in the forest areas, forest and the mountain areas. And then red and yellow soil. Red and yellow soil is a red color soil. That's also called as a red color soil. And the soil is degraded. That's also color changed into the yellow color. Red color soil is also degraded. The soil is degraded, and then the color is also changed into the yellow color. These are the very very important for the soil, and then we can consume, and then we can conserve all the soils. Okay. How do we have consider all the soils means we are, and then we can how to consider all the soils, and then we can use the terrace cultivation, shelter beds, terrace cultivation, and then shelter beds. Terrace cultivation. What is the meaning of the terrace cultivation? Means there is a mountains, and then we can use as a terrace steps. We can cultivate these areas. We can cultivate under these areas. We save the and then we can conserve the soils, and then we can save the water also. Okay, and then we can also consuming the and then we are also conserve the water and the land, and we are not degraded to the any resources. And then we have to be afforestation. Afforestation means we have to plant the trees and the nearest, and then we will not using the so much of the chemicals for put on the river sides or anything. And then we have to conserve the so much of the waters and the land, and then save for the future earth. Okay, thank you.